Alrighty, what is up? We are back. Hello, everybody, boys, girls, guys, and gals. Any which way. It is me, David, your local Unity developer working with the DAE for the DAE. And we're here with another episode. It's been a couple of weeks, so we gotta catch up on a few things. How was your 4th of July? Yeah, cool. So, yeah, we're gonna continue working on the same typing runner. There are so many different features that we could be adding. Eventually, maybe we'll try to transition to another project. Maybe over the summer we can start working on a different genre. But I just want to cover a lot of our different bases here. Maybe see how far we can take it before we start to run out of ideas, which is kind of difficult. But maybe once we reach our wit's end, then we can try to transition over to another project. But until then, we have some stuff that we have to cover. One of them was we had an issue with like the collision between the enemy and the player, and the enemy would send the player flying in a random direction. Well, not a random direction, but it was just a matter of figuring out the vector math there. So I did a little more research and refreshed myself on this subject, and it's a really easy fix. I just mixed up the two vectors that we subtracted here. So if I just show you what I'm talking about instead of blabbing on as I do here. Alright, so when we collide with the enemy, what do we want to do? We want some kind of a knockback, right, in a certain direction. What direction would that be? More than likely in the direction that you came from. So that's what we want to do. So the only thing that we really have to change here, well, a couple of things, but the easiest, is, forgot to cut that, is to just switch these two around. So this will send us in the direction from which the player is coming from. So this is in our player movement script, and we're just finding the distance between the player's position and the enemy's position. We're normalizing it, and then we want to send them in a certain direction. So let's say jump force divided by 60. I think jump force was like 600 if I remember correctly. If we take a look in the inspector, I think that's what it was. And I think that's pretty much all that we needed to change for that. So let's take a look. Oh, I forgot. We gotta disable this buddy so that we don't see them. We don't see more than one of them on top of each other. It's not something that we want to see. So now if I hit him, boop, we get a little boop, and we get a little boop there. And then if we do that, we get a little boop, and a boop, and another boop. And one more boop for the road. Boop, boop. Okay, double boop. So we have, cool, yep. Alright, cool. Oh man, that's tough. Nice. 2 kangaroos and a miracle. Gotta love it. Oh, hello. So I think I jumped and hit the enemy at the same time. But that is the idea here. So that's good. It's working. Vaguely. So what else did we want to do? Well, there's a lot we could do. We could add to the UI. We could add functionality that lets us collect stars, maybe. You know what I think we should also do is keep track of how many words we've done. So in our UI manager, we can add in, let's say we add in some text. We'll call it word text. Exciting stuff we're doing here. We'll do word text. That's the one. And okay, yeah, that's the one. And we'll say words completed. And then we will add some variable to that. Okay, cool, let's do that. And that's definitely not supposed to be there. Okay, let's zoom out. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So what was the size of the score? Is 24. It was Ariel. Whoever Ariel is, must be a very popular girl. So we have voids completed. Oh, we gotta make this a bit larger. Thank you. Cool. It's a bit large. Maybe we can make it 18. That's all right. Cool. And we have to change the, is it the Z position maybe? What was the Z position of? Nope, I'm just crazy. Cool. So I'm looking at this and maybe it's because of the color? Nope. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so this is gray for some reason. This has to be all the way down. That's what we want. Cool. Yeah, alright. Not flush, but we'll live. So we have words completed. Maybe we can use one of these UI. See what we can grab out of here. Yeah, this is all like generic UI, which is good. Generic UI is always really fun, but I don't think it's going to be helpful for our purposes right now. What could we use? We could maybe use the clock for the timer. We could use... I don't know. This is mostly stuff for like a main menu UI, so we'll get to that eventually. So we have word text, and we're gonna make a reference to that in our UI manager. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a new variable. Call it. Where do we keep the words? Where do we keep the score? Do we keep that? Well, let's take a gander. Let's take a look-see. What do we set? We set this to. Okay, so we hold score in here. So let's also int no words completed. Okay. And this is going to need void say increment num words. We'll say num words plus. Okay. So in I think what was it player? Maybe it was in text behavior. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Text behavior. Let's go there. Also, sorry if you guys can't see some of this stuff down here because of the overlay. But there's just essentially one of these and then another one of these down here. It's the same as this sprite sheet, but it's instead of 1024 by 1024, it's just 2048. 2048 got a throwback. I remember that game. That was fun. That was good fun. I tried making it once. Didn't work out. Well, at least I didn't spend enough time on it. But I'm sure if I tried, I could make it or break it. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is what happens all the time, guys. All the time. I lose my way, and then I find it years later. After I've gone up and down the stairs 10 times, trying to remember what I went up the stairs and down the stairs to find. What is the problem here? Oh, okay, that's fine, whatever. So in the text behavior, when we complete a word, finished word, complete. Okay, so in complete word, I guess this is where we would, we play the particle system, and then manager dot what is it? Increment. Oh, that's right. It's not. Gotta make it static, eh? Gotta make it static. Okay, fine. Be that way. Private static int numbers completed and private static void increment numbers. Right. Manager dot increment num words. Cool. And then we are going to. Yeah, but then how do we access this static variable? That is the question. Well, no, yeah, any non-static variable or method can access static. Is that right? I think that's right, but not the other way around. Right. Okay. So where are we incrementing this? We are doing that there, and then in UI Manager we want to also set the text we need, not only score text but also word text, words text, and we do that fine. We get the player stats and words text dot text equals words completed. Lovely. Plus words completed. Ah, we love it. Absolutely love it. So let's see. Let's see if that works. Always gotta test. Always have to double check your work before you hand it in. Okay, so we have perfect test. Let's test it out. Okay. Let's see here. So we didn't actually make the reference in the UI manager. That would help quite a lot. It's saying, what text are you talking about? I don't see any text. Right. Also, for anybody new who's watching, sorry if I look up a lot, but I do have a second monitor here. Okay, so that's working. So that's why you might just see me like look up. It's not because I'm praying or doing any sort of meditation. It's just because I am looking at my other monitor. Right. Alright, so that's working. Things are a bit janky in terms of like having to type things out and then getting hit by an enemy, so maybe we can do something to avoid that. But for the time being, we have the main mechanics, and then we can work on fixing things like that a bit later on. But I just want to have interactions that we can add or subtract from this project, from this experience, and then we can build from there or strip things down if we have to. Cool. So we have words completed. What else do we want to do? Let's see. We added our gizmos last time, which is awesome. Glad we did that. We had our health bar. Let's see. Maybe we can make a new scene. Maybe we can make a main menu. Ooh, yeah. Let's do that. Let's make a main menu. Let's finally make a new scene. So we've been working on this game scene for so long, and thankfully, Unity lets us create more than one. So scene just has all the information about where objects are and how objects behave and lighting and the camera and all that. So every scene has its own unique properties and behavior. So we'll call this one main menu. I'm gonna open this one up, and okay, let's make let's say background. Okay, fine. Background is fine for now. And in here, we'll add a few Sprites, Cokes, and Pepsis. Classic developer humor. We'll do Sprites, I don't know, well, okay, let's just check this out first. Let's add our background. Let's see, which one should we do? Should we do this one? Switch it up a bit. Maybe we can just do background here. Yeah, alright. That's alright. Oh, where is our camera? That's the question. Oh, hello. Yep. So let's move you around town. Bring it around town. Oh, excuse me. And where is this? Hello. Let's just center this guy. Let's center this guy. Lovely. Okay. Let's maybe move the camera forward a bit. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Maybe we can just make a couple of these. Why not? Or we can just stretch it if we so desire. And we'll do that. Alright, that's alright. How's that looking? That's, you know, I don't like it actually. Let's change that. Let's do alright, fine. Let's just make a couple of these. Duplicate this. And I'll delete this. And this will be there, and then we can just center these. That's good enough. No, it's not. No, it is not. That's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother everybody else who's watching this. It's gotta. Oh, it's so close. It's just. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. That is. Oh, that's okay. You know what? It's. Oh man, I'm gonna have to just do this bit by bit, 1/100th at a time. How's that? Is that a bit better? I think so. By George, I think we've done it. Cool. And now we just have to move this bring it around town, as you do. Wonderful. We have our clouds, we have our mountains. And let's put a floor. Do you know what? Let's make our lives a lot easier. And we'll save that. I'm just going to make this prefab so that we don't have to do that again. Let's do that. So we have our floor. Lovely. What else should we bring in? I don't know. I think that's good. That's pretty much all we need. And then we're gonna add in all the UI afterwards. So let's do that. Just whip up a quick UI. Cool. And that's real handy. Yes, sir. I do like that. Quite close. Okay, let's just see what happens if we maximize. Is it maximize on play? Let's do maximize. Let's see what the camera sees. Oh, okay, cool. And then we can just disable the movement on here. Cool. So that we don't move. Awesome. And alright, now let's get started on some UI. Yeah. So we had some of these PNGs in here, which are oh so helpful. Let's do that. Let's make it multiple. Let's, okay, pixels per unit, it's fine, 100. And apply, yeah, we gotta make it multiple first, and then let's slice, and we'll slice it up, slice and dice. And we'll notice that all these little boxes around here are, oopsie daisies. If we click on each sprite, we'll notice that each one of them has been spliced pretty accurately. Thank you, Unity. Quite helpful. Always a chap. And we'll apply that. Cool. So what do we need? We need play, we need exit, maybe we'll have like an options or something. And we'll need one of these backgrounds. Maybe we can use a cloud, maybe we can use, I don't know, we'll figure it out. But now we have all of these sprites at our disposal. Isn't that so exciting? So we have the play, let's grab play in here, let's make a canvas first. This would be helpful. Canvas. That's all fine, dandy. And we'll add in a couple of images. Do that one, we'll do that one. Alright. This one we can make the play button, so we'll just, honestly, just drag, I'll make it red. Seems to be the theme here. Yeah. Okay. And that doesn't want to, oh, because of this. Ha ha ha. Right. Have one image on top of another image. Not too helpful. There we go. So maybe, you know, honestly, it's a bit small. Maybe I want the 2048 down here. Yeah, I think I'll do that as well. We'll see what the difference is anyway. Just a higher resolution. Can't go wrong. Slice again. Cool. And we'll apply that. And yeah, so it's a bit larger, so it'll take slightly longer amount of time. Cool. So let's just call this play button. Maybe exit button. Vladimir button. So instead of the 1024, we'll use the 2048. Oh, look at the resolution. Look at the res. Isn't that gorgeous? So we'll move this, yeah, over here. That should be fine. I do want these to have the same X, or the same Y anyway, so that was nearly perfect. Holy moly. We'll have the play, we'll have maybe like an options or something. maybe an information. We don't really need a home because we're in the home button. A shop, that'd be funny. We do need a pause button in the top, and then we'll make a pause menu at some point. Questions, just in case. How to play, that would be helpful. Yeah, how to play. What would be good for how to play other than questions? Maybe, yeah, I or the question mark. Okay, let's do. Oh no. That's not what we want. Let's do image. Let's do how to play, and we'll make it the YouTube video. The trash can. Let's just do the question mark. I think that's the most appropriate here, but totally up to your discretion, whoever you are. We'll do that. We'll do that, and then we'll do it in this order, I suppose. That'll be fine. Negative 150 because we like numbers that are divisible by 5 or 10. Well, at least I do. I'm just weird that way. And we have the exit. That's the one. Maybe we can make them different colors. We also want to give this a background. So, what is this? We have 2D tiles. We have the water animation. Okay, so this is pretty much the extent of the UI, I think, which is fine. This is plenty. Don't you worry. Did I do both of these or just the one? I think I did just the one. So maybe I want to change that. I'll choose the blue one, I suppose. I'll add another image, and I'll make this the background. I'll put it behind, and I'll make it the 512. Change the width, be ginormous. Make that a bit bigger. Let's see, how's that? Is that a bit pixelated? A bit. I do want to make this a bit transparent as well. Just fiddling around. It's too transparent. Let's see, maybe like that. That's lovely. And I don't know. I guess I kind of want to make it float a bit. I don't know. I want there to be like some life to this main menu, but for now, we can leave that as it is. Oh, do you know what? I made a boo-boo. What we should have done, because these are going to be buttons, is I should have added buttons. Alright, well that's okay. I can just find all of those sprites again. Cool. So we have, this will be... You guys are probably wondering, why is he adding an image when he can just add a button? He's even calling it play boot. Oh yeah, and then we gotta change that. Oh yeah. That's, not right. Okay, and we're just gonna get rid of the text here. No need for you, so sorry. Get rid of that, and negative 150. Isn't that a nice transition? Gonna do this again and again. And we'll leave it at 3 for now. Again, we'll see if we want to add like an options menu, or maybe like sound at least, if not options. Okay, how to play was the question mark, which is currently right here. Cool. Change the width. And oh, where did you go? Oh, it's this one. Okay, just get rid of how to play, and then this one needs to be at 150. The UI needs to be the door, as in get out or come in. Depends on how you're looking at it, you know? It could be a door closing, it could be a door opening. Is the glass empty or is it full? It's not exactly how that saying goes, but you get the point. So in the buttons, in the script as well, we can change not only the image, but also what it looks like when it's highlighted or when we click on it. So highlighted color we can set to maybe a little bit of a darker red, or Yeah, something like that. Maybe we can change it to like, you know, like down here, and then pressed color should be down here, right, guys? Anyone? And then selected color, I guess we can keep that disabled color. We can just, oh boy, this is getting really tedious. Not tedious, what's the word I'm looking for? Peculiar? Particular? Sure, we'll go with particular. That'll be the play button, and what are the values here? So we'll do just a even 160. Again, this is just my mania. You don't have to follow suit if you don't want to. But while we're doing this, I hope everybody hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys got to catch some fireworks. I know hopefully you didn't gather in a place where everybody watched fireworks together, but at least you saw some on the TV, or maybe you saw some out your window. I know in my neighborhood everybody went crazy. Yeah, they just went all night. Started from like 2 p.m. all the way to 2 a.m. Unbelievable. They are loyal to the cause, loyal to independence, which we should be. We should all be grateful. It's a wonderful thing. What is this? I guess we just have an image here. Cool. And this is the exit button. And we have that. Yep. If you guys eventually just want to skip through this, because I know this is going to be a video on the channel, if you want to skip through it, by all means. I probably should have said that at the beginning, before I finished, but now we're done. So, let's just try this out. Oh, that was the... Okay. I don't know. That's going to be menu background. That's what we'll call that, so I don't forget what that is. And, okay. Gotta love it when you waste time doing the same thing over, over, and over again. There is a definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again. And trying to achieve different results. I think that's good for now. Yep. Okay, so we've highlighted, then we have pressed. Cool. Highlighted, pressed, highlighted, pressed. Okay, cool. So that's working. Let's see. Do we want it to be horizontal or vertical? What's going on? What's the deal? We'll keep it like this for now. Yeah, this is why I'm not in UI design, but at least they give us these pretty buttons that we can use. Yeah. So that'll be good for now. So we need to make a script that can actually get us from this scene to the next one. And so comes a new script. Just call it main menu. No, let's do, well, main menu, scene manager. Just call it main menu for now. Main menu. We're gonna put this on the canvas. Just cause we could always put it on a different object. We're gonna open this up, and all we want to do for right now is make sure that when we click the play button, go to scene, game scene. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, pardon me. Yes, thank you. Go to game scene. Something else that we have to do now that we're in this scene right now, we actually have to add this into our build settings. Oh, we didn't even add the other one, so let's add this one in first, because this one is going to be the first scene. And then let's add in our game scene as our second one. What this does is, in order to navigate between scenes, it's a lot easier. I don't know if it's mandatory, but to add your scenes to your build settings in here, one for scene navigation, for when you want to go from one scene to another, you can just index them using, this is scene 0 and this is scene 1, and the following would be scene 2, scene 3. And then also when you build, this is the order in which your game is going to appear. So if I had game scene first, this would be the first scene that pops up, and we would never see the main menu. Unless I had some kind of a pause menu in the game scene, which I might, but you always want to start your games in the main menu most of the time. At least when it comes to like an infinite run or like this infinite typing run, as we so dubbed it. So we have a reference to our play button, so we need to use Unity engine.ui.ui. Whoa! I'll make one joke and it goes crazy on me. So we need a button, we need a public, we can make it serialized, but public button, play button. We'll do this for now, and wait, ha! I don't even need to do any of this. I just remembered. It has been quite some time. I've been so used to making scripts. I just love coding. Clearly, I just love development in general. Well, oh yeah, we do need to make the script, but we don't need a reference to the button. We just need a function. Say void go to game. And we'll need that. We'll need scene management instead. So we don't need UI because we don't really need a reference to any buttons yet. Anyway, I don't know what will come of this script. But for now, we also don't need these two. These two always show up just because these allow you to use different, collections and generics. Go to game, so scene manager dot load scene 1. This is going to be our game scene. Cool. So how do we connect this button up? Well, we can add in an event called onClick, and whenever we click this button, what is going to happen? Well, we're going to need to take canvas in here, and we're going to need to choose main menu, and we need to we need to make it public, don't we? We do need to make it public. Public go to game. Now, it's going to update and it's going to compile. And now this function that we just made, goToGame, is going to be the event that triggers whenever we click on this button. So once we essentially press and then release our mouse button on this, or our mouse clicker on this button, then it's going to go to, it's going to call this function, which is going to load this scene. And isn't that so handy? Unity thought of everything. Just want to make sure that that's the correct order. I think you can also pass in a string, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't trust the indexing system. So yeah, you can pass in the scene name, so I can do game scene as well if I wanted to. But I've been using Unity for long enough that I think this is pretty trustworthy. Cool. Let's just run this. See if this works. Play. Oh, and then the UI. Huh, interesting. Let's go back in here. Why is this happening? Is that always the case? Has that always been that way? Oh, it has. Whoa, wait a second. Something is off here. Why is that happening? Interesting. Very interesting. Not sure what is affecting the camera's position. What's the camera's position right now? Okay, 11.18 and... yeah, okay. Well, not too sure what happened there. We definitely want the floor to be visible at the bottom. Okay. And now, what is up with the Z here? So, what? Okay. Yeah, what happened here? Interesting. this all moved. It's moving around. And is it because of the fact that we haven't anchored these, maybe? This wasn't happening before. Did we save? I think we did save. I mean, Well, let's see if we can debug this. So, and this stuff always happens, as you guys are aware at this point. Oh, well then. So what's happening here? Let's see if we can take a look in this scene. Oh my gosh, please don't. We will not maximize on play. We will run this. And okay, but now okay. So when we go to maximize, it's just a matter of changing the position here, but we want these to be anchored to the top. So what we want to do, actually what I'm probably going to do is do this, and instead of calling this BG, I'm going to call this text UI. Oh, okay, yep, and that'll be HP. And then what I want to do is actually anchor this to the top left. And I want to anchor HP to the top. Let's see if that does anything. Ah, lovely. Okay, that's fine. So I'm actually gonna move HP down a tad. Move it over. Oh, not HP, my fault. Text UI. That's what we want. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, cool. It'll be like that. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize that I never played this in maximized. Didn't I? I swear I did. I swear this has always been. I guess not. No. Wow, never thought about it. Interesting. Oh dear. Okay, cool. And that particle system is. I'm going to avenge that particle system. Ah, such a shame. One simple click of a finger, and you lose a whole 15 minutes of progress. Load scene. That's fine. Alright, so this is all working pretty well. I just noticed that there was a little bug with the UI, so I fixed that. Awesome. And let's see. What else can we do in the time that we have? I'm trying to think. Oh, we can add to the exit. So instead of just trying. No. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm going to replace it with a better one. We're going to hook up the exit button with a function called exit game. Application dot quitting? No, quit. Oh yeah, we just want to flat out quit. I quit. Okay. Yep, that was me spacing out. Get your pictures, cameras ready. So we're not going to see, and we're just going to do a little debug here. Exiting. Gummy. English is such a weird language. Honestly, so many silence, and this one doesn't count. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of that going around in the English language. Let's see here. So we need to actually hook up the exit button with the exit function when we click it. So when we click this, we are not going to do that. We're going to take our canvas and access your main menu and get the exit game function. I just want to see that this works. Going to test it out, and we should get something along the lines of exiting game. We don't. Okay, interesting. Oh, no, we just don't see it. That's why. Okay, cool. So we've logged that. So that's technically working. Application.quit will only work if you're in like a build version of the game. So right now we're in the editor version, but once we build it out in the build settings, build and run it, then we'll be able to see it in action. And I would do that, but I don't want to take up too much time on the video. So maybe I can build it off camera, and then when we come back, I can just show you the process by which we did that, which I did that. I say we because I have multiple voices in my head. We all just talk to each other. We always have different meetings at the most random times during the day. Okay. And how to play, we can maybe make a how to play scene if you think, yeah. I say if you guys want. Well, whether you want it or not, we're doing it. So that'll be a new scene. How to play will we'll make a more generic function. Call it go to scene, because maybe we'll have more than one scene to go to, or more than two, I should say. Scene manager dot load scene. I don't remember if I finished the last statement that I was just saying or not. If I did, congrats to me. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but I've lost all track of that thought. So we're gonna have to change this up. So what I did, I just made a more generic function called the go to scene, and we're gonna pass in a parameter, call it 1 here, and then I'm gonna add my how to play. It doesn't have anything in here just yet, but that is quite all right. Ooh, excuse me. And I guess we can make that the 2. So in that case, we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to change this. Oops, nope, not that one. We are going to have to change this one. It's play button. The index to 2 instead of 1. Lovely. Exit button, still exit game, fine. How to is gonna be the same thing. Main menu, go to scene, and this one is gonna be 1. And we technically don't really have a way of getting back from how to play, so I'm not. We could test it out. You know what? Let's test it out. What the heck? What the heck? All right, cool. Fun game, guys. And if we do this one, we should go to the game. Cool. That's all working. Lovely. All right. So we have a couple of scenes here. We added them to our build settings. That's fun. Let's see, what else can we add? Let's go back to our game scene. Oh, something that I wanted to do as well is... yeah, so I want to separate this player out into multiple objects. I think it's a better practice to do that in general. I think I was just sort of haphazardly throwing things together on here to make it work. But now that we have some time on our hands, let's clean this up a bit. So let's make a couple of empty objects. This one can be a sprite. This one can be collider, sure. Why not? So collider will have the collider on it, obviously the physics, the movements, and then the sprite is going to have the sprite and the animator and the player animator. So I'm just going to slowly copy these over here, and I'm gonna add that here, paste as new, lovely, and then we're gonna just disable that. There's also another less obvious reason why I'm doing this, and I'll show you in a second. this. Oh no, nope. That's also not what I want. Copy components. I don't think there was anything too different. I could probably just add a rigid body 2D component, and it wouldn't be too different from just copying it over. But figure I'll give it a shot. So we'll remove this now, and actually, you know what? Maybe we want to keep the rigid body and collider on the player. Yeah, you know what? Oh, oops. You are correct. You are so right. Always right. Yeah, so we'll keep the rigid body 2D on here. Maybe we don't even, yeah, you know what? We don't even need a collider. Let's just add all the animation stuff. Copy components, and we will paste as new. Do the same thing. Just disable this. And again, I'm just disabling it in case things go wrong, because Lord knows something's going to go wrong. Something always goes wrong. So with that, we'll keep the player stats on here. Rigid body, player movement, all that. Lovely. Wonderful. Okay. Hopefully this all works, is intact. Whoa. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, I think, okay. No, actually I don't know why exactly that's happening. I guess the jump force is too high or something. I don't know, it wasn't too high before. Oh, hang on. So let's change a couple of things in here first. So in the player animator, we are trying to get the component on the actual sprite object. It just got really hot in this room. Wow, I don't know what happened to me. I'm like glistening at this point. So the player movement is now a component on the parent. So we just have to get the parent's player movement. We also have to do the same for rigid body, right? And otherwise, the animator is going to stay the same. Everything else really stays the same. So that's nice that we can just make a small change like that. Let's see what else. What else do we need? We are player movement. There's stats. That's all fine. Let me see. At what point do we access the player stats? We do that here, right? Yeah. Okay. And we get the component right. Lovely. As you do. Okay, so the other, like, slightly less obvious reason that I wanted to separate this out is because eventually what I want to be able to do is to have the player squish, right? Like, I'll have some enemies go up and down. I mean, this enemy right here is pretty reminiscent of the Thwomper or the Chomper, whatever the heck you call those things in Mario, right? The square that drops and falls, and it's very painful. If an enemy like this falls on the player, I want to be able to squish them. And right now, if I were to try to change the scale here, you'll notice that the feet of the player sort of stay off the ground, or come off the ground as I scale it lower. And so instead of trying to compensate for the change in the Y position of the player as it starts to shrink down, what I can do is I can change the origin point of the player. So I can change where the scale is happening. So instead of the scale being directly, I guess, central in the sprite, so instead of having the top scale down and the bottom scale up, I can just move that center point down to his feet. So it just slowly sort of squishes. It has a squish effect. So the scale doesn't affect anything underneath the sprite. It just affects everything above the sprite. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I were to take the sprite out just for a second and move the player to a position that is somewhere just underneath the sprite here, and then I take the sprite, move it back, the player's box collider. First of all, I'm going to have to change that. I'm going to have to change the offset slightly to maybe here, right? Yeah, okay, that's good enough, right? A mantra. But the point of this is that if I were to scale the player now I have this little squish effect. I can stretch too. And I could do the same thing for stretching horizontally as well. I could move the sprite in a different direction so that it looks like he's squished up together without changing the actual X position of the sprite. That's the whole point of this. Just sort of thinking ahead, but we'll see if we get to this point. I just wanted to do this just in case we do end up getting there. Okay, cool. Golly, so what else can we do? What can we clean up? It's time for some spring cleaning. Let's see. What was pretty messy at one point? Well, we can get rid of that for now. No gizmos. Let's see. Was player movement messy? Oh, a bit. Oh, maybe the animator was a bit wonky because we want the scale of the player if the input is if they're not pressing the right arrow or the left arrow. The player excuse me isn't the player is moving, is facing the direction that you last left him in. So if you press left and then you let go, he's still facing left. He's doing a moonwalk as the floor is going past him, which water break in between sentence, which is not what we want that player to do. Yeah, so let's fix that. So instead of having the player, well, let's see here. If left arrow is up, so we'll say if no input is being pressed, we'll say if moving left and moving right and is jumping is false, is falling is false, then set the scale to, we don't want to mirror, right? At what point are we mirroring? With left transform local scale, it's negative right. Okay, so we want to just set the local scale to 3.1. Yeah, okay. Let's do another little if statement in here. If not is jumping and not is falling and not moving left and not moving right, then dot local scale equals new, it's not, we don't need that, vector 3.1. Lovely. And this is eventually going to give us a problem, so we'll probably just do vector 3.1 times whatever the scale is. I say that because of the whole squishing idea. So if we're squishing the y scale, then that means that this number is not going to be 1, it's going to be something less than 1. So eventually we'll take that into account, but all we're really going to need is to multiply it by some number. No, we'll just have to replace this in a new vector 3. That's all, with some variable that we keep up top. But for the time being, let's see if that works. Okay, cool. Whoa! Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, right, and then there's that. So we have a few minutes. Let's figure this out. So we don't need that anymore. So remove that. We don't need that or that. Do I just have to adjust the jump force? Is that all I have to do? Oh man. I'm very curious why this is happening. Well, in any case. Was there something that I changed in the... Oh, there was, wasn't it? Constraints, freeze rotation on the Z, that's for sure. And I think that was... I'm pretty sure that was it. Did we change the mass? I don't think we did. Maybe we... Let's change it to like 5 or something. I don't know. Okay, maybe 5's a bit too much. Maybe we can change jump force back to like 600 now. How's that for you? How do you like that? You want to get some boingy shoes? Nope, you need more boing than that. Let's maybe make the mass like 3. How about that? How about that? Oh, no. Just a slip of the finger. Okay, alright, well. He's getting there. Oh, hang on. We have to change the walls as well. Golly. I'm glad we're figuring all this out now. Let's see. It's probably the level and wall left. And where is this? So, how about the cameras? What does the camera see? If I were to move this over. And I guess the right also probably a bit off. Yeah. Huh. So the right should actually... I'm going to lock this. I just want to keep this in view. At what point? I guess, yeah, right here, about. Okay. Wall right. Wall Mario. It needs to be... Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Gotta guesstimate. Also, if you guys didn't see, I clicked the lock button. This is really helpful if you need to look at the main camera or at any object and you want to keep it around. If, let's say, I don't know, you want to input some object in the inspector and you don't want to have to keep like switching back and forth from one to the other, you can just lock it in the inspector here. Just make sure that you don't leave it on, otherwise you're going to drive yourself crazy thinking, why can't I see this wall left? This is me spacing out again. I think that's like the 3rd time today. 3rd time, yeah. Nearly a bloody world record, I swear. Okay. The player. The player. Right, that's what we're testing. I think we have to change the jump force because that is happening. Yep. It's been eating too many jelly beans. Let's fix that. Let's change. Let's just ramp it up. Let's just give him all the jumps. How is it that we increase the mass and we get less gravity? That really astounds me. Alright, let's change the mass back to 1. And definitely got to bring this down. Definitely have to do that. And this will be the last. Okay, and he's on the moon. And he is on the moon. Maybe let's bring him back down to Earth. And this will be the last change that I make. Yeah, I'm really not sure why that happened. But these things do end up happening. Maybe, oh, I changed the gravity scale, didn't I? That's what it was. I knew it had something to do with that. Yeah. Oh, that's the ticket. I've got the golden ticket. Okay, cool. So, with that, I think I am going to end it. We got some stuff done. We did some minor things, and we went over a few more like details. We added some scenes, which is cool. We got a main menu in there, which is primo, especially when we build. That way, you know, we have sort of a welcome mat before our game. And yeah, so happy Monday, guys. It's coming out Monday, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the DAE channel if you feel up to it. You know, we're a bunch of fun guys. We have a lot of other great content coming out on the channel. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right, see ya.